Hello everyone, this is the Ghost Layers Report. Here in Tokyo, Japan. And of course, as always, with you, Ryan. Okay, so I did a free flow commentary recently, and everyone appeared to kind of like that, and it got a good response, so I thought it was worth doing it again. So here I am in one of the local parks in my local area. Now, what I want to kind of talk about a little bit is the police tactics that I've seen at the recent protest in front of the Prime Minister's office, which was on July 6th. Now, if you watch the video footage that I got from that, you can see that I was blocked from gaining entry. Now, a lot of people were blocked from gaining entry to join the protest. It appeared that after a considerable number of people had joined the protest, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police blocked off the area and started to deny access to people to join the protest. Now, I don't need to say how that is a violation of freedom of speech, because that's pretty clear and obvious. When you don't let people protest or gain access to a protest area, yeah, you're violating people's freedom of speech. No doubt about that. That's exactly what you're doing. And if you watch that video that I got, the coverage I did get, you could see that where I was totally blocked out, I got coverage of other people confronting the police, asking to cross the street, asking to go over to the protest, and being told, no, you cannot cross the street. You cannot go over to the protest area. And the police were very adamant about this. And I saw people attempt to cross the street, to go over to the Prime Minister's office and join the protest, and they were pushed away. I attempted it once, and I didn't get video footage of that because I have to be careful when dealing with the police officers so I don't get arrested. But yeah, I attempted to cross the street and I was pushed away. Actually, the police grabbed me and kind of tossed me back on the sidewalk. I didn't get video footage of that, but I actually experienced that myself. Later on, I was to get reports in that it wasn't just on the sidewalks and the street where that was going down. It was also in the subway area of that area. The police had shut down exits in the subway, and we're not letting people through. There's video footage of that. There's reports of that which has somehow got out. I'm very glad about, because I was on the street area, so I couldn't get, to wing around back over to the subway area. For me to get down and get that coverage would have slightly defeated my purpose there of showing what's going on in the actual street. But that was going on too. They blocked off the exit to the subway, and there was large crowds down there, crowded in the subway, could not get up to street level. Okay, so it's clear that the Metropolitan Police have taken a different tactic. Now, in past protests that I've been to at the Prime Minister's office, the police did not behave that way. They were giving people access, letting them join the protest freely. And when it got to a massive amount of people, the police would take down the barriers on the sidewalk, let people gather in the actual road. They would attempt to control that, and when they couldn't control that, the police buses, which I've heard those buses, I assume those buses are for arresting people. Other people have told me those are buses to transport police in. My take on the police buses are that they could be easily converted to arrest people. So yeah, I'm considering those arrest buses. They come in, they block off that area that goes onto the main highway there from the Prime Minister's office, and they start to converse with the protesters, tell them that, okay, it's time to leave, there's too many of you, this is getting out of hand. The protesters confront the police, demand to have a conversation about it. That goes on and on for a while, until eventually the protesters disperse, and that, right? But this past Friday was a bit different. Alright, a bit different. The police were actually blocking access. Alright? Keeping people from getting there. That's a bit disturbing. You know, it's one thing if the protesters are getting violent, which they're not. There's been zero indication there's been any violence or hostility from the protesters. Yes, they get loud. Yes, they get angry. Yes, they're very adamant about wanting to have a conversation with the government right then and there on the street. That's called democracy. It's clear the Japanese people are wanting direct democracy on this issue. They're wanting direct engagement on this issue, because the leaders not listening to them. So naturally, what do? You take to the street and you confront the authorities and you say, look, we need to talk. You know, you're not listening to us. But the government clearly doesn't want to have a conversation with the people, and the police don't want the people to have a conversation with the government or with the authorities in general. It was, from my personal experience of being there and seeing that, it was surprising. I mean, I have to say, I was surprised that they would do this out in the open. Deny people their rights of freedom of speech on the street. And I think I know the reason why they pull that off, and the reason why they're getting away with it. Is simply put, the authorities in Japan and the Tokyo Metropolitan Police think no one's watching. No one sees it. That what's going on here in the island of Japan is not being noticed by anyone. No one's covering it, no one's filming it. That there are people like me who are covering it. There are people like me who are getting video footage of it and uploading this to YouTube. So what they don't know is that slowly more footage and coverage of this is coming out. That it's becoming harder to do whatever they want. To just say, nope, we let so many people have their voice, and then the rest of you people, no, we're not going to let you join. We're not going to let you show the real numbers of people who do come to the street and do say, no, we need to talk. It's a sign of arrogance, in my opinion. Extreme amount of arrogance on the part of the authority here. They think that they're going to get away with this. And to think that if you push the people here in Japan, they're going to take it. That's been the mantra here in Japan for decades. The government can tell the people what to do, and the people will simply do it. That's an interesting thing. Very interesting. That the authorities are clearly showing that type of attitude. That they can get away with anything they want to do. Now, luckily, there's not been a lot of violence in front of the Prime Minister's office. The police have yet to attack anyone. Not like what we saw at the gates of the oil reactor, where the police were attacking people. Riot police were attacking people. That has not happened in Tokyo yet, as far as what I've seen. I haven't seen that yet. But if they keep pulling this in Tokyo, where it's going to be, we start blocking access and we start denying people the right to go to the streets and express their opinion and protest in a peaceful manner. That's, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work. I really don't think that's going to work. It's going to end up being a failure, because I saw so many people frustrated and visibly angry and confronting the police and telling them, hey, why can't I cross the street? Why can't I join a protest? Why can't I express my opinion openly? And I saw the reaction from the police. It was like, no, 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 shut up. We're not going to hear this. This is the rule. This is what we've decided to do. You're going to do it. Now that is hostility coming from the authority. Alright? The authority is being hostile to peaceful people. So, what should people do? Well, naturally, and I'm predicting this, the people are going to start to react to this if they're smart. I would expect some type of countermeasure by organizers and reactionary behavior from the average person just showing up. It's going to intensify. The natural nature of things would lead to it intensifying. The more hostile the authority get, naturally the more hostile the people are going to get. So when you think who's really picking this fight, it's not the people. To me, it seems to be the authorities are picking this fight. The authorities are escalating the situation. Not the people of Japan. It's the authorities escalating this. They want it to get worse, apparently. I don't know what it is. I mean, the authority cannot be... It cannot be a lack of intelligence. I mean, I hope it's not a lack of intelligence here that we're seeing. You know? It's got to be an attempt to shut people down and tell them they can't express themselves. And I don't see how that's going to help a situation. So please leave your comments in the comment box below. Let me know what you think of my analysis of this and my take on things. And as always, this is me, Ryan, here from Tokyo, Japan. Checking out.